Hello class. I wanted to go over a few things to get you started, and this is especially for those who are new to Blackboard. So if you look at the left side of Blackboard, you will see the different categories. When you first log on, you should come to announcements. Of course, no announcements are showing because class hasn't started yet. Be sure to read all the announcements because I will be posting information about the week's assignment as well as the weekly recording and grade update. Also, any other pertinent news will be posted here. So the first section is the syllabus. You'll see that there's a syllabus for this class and the class policy. Be sure that you download these two so that you have them available if your internet is down. That way you know when the due dates are and any information that's important. There's also a link to the university catalog and to the Price of Success video. Next we have the e-textbook section. You should have gotten your textbook already. You should have gotten an email about it. If you haven't, please let me know right away so we can figure out what the problem is. Make sure that you have the correct book. It's for Office 2013. You will need it for this first assignment, so make sure you get it as soon as possible. Next we have the classroom category, and this is one of the most important sections because this is where you will find the different assignments. So you see that there's a folder for each week. When you go over the name of the folder, you get the little hand and you can click on that and open the folder. There you will see a sequence of activities which gives the due dates for the discussions and assignments and any quizzes that there might be. On the week 1, there's a download instruction for getting Office 2013 if you don't have Office 2013 or later. If you have already got Office 2016 or Office 365, you do not have to go back to 2013. You can use those. If you have a Mac, Office is a little different, and there may be some things that you need to do differently as we go along. I'll try to keep you posted with that. Next we have the objectives for the week, key terms, required reading. Now the required reading for that week has to do with the assignment, so be sure you read that section. Then we have presentations that have to do with the week. There's a little blurb about the discussion, but you need to go to the discussion section. I'll go over that in a minute. So finally we get to the assignment. Again, you see that the name has a place where you can click. Now sometimes there's attached files for this assignment. There's a scavenger hunt, so you are going to download that and save it to your desktop or wherever, and then you're going to use the required reading section to answer the questions. Once you've done that and saved it, make sure you put your name on it. Then you're going to click on the assignment. Now to see the rubric that I use to grade, you would view rubric. And you'll see that depending on how many questions you miss, I will be marking. Say if you miss 20, it would be in the B section. Then to actually post an assignment, you're going to go down and click Browse My Computer. You're going to go to where you saved that scavenger hunt. Click on the file. It'll show the file here. And then submit. If you save it as a draft, I won't be able to see it and I won't be able to grade it. So make sure you click the Submit button. Once you do that, you get this screen. And sometimes it'll give you a preview and sometimes the preview won't come up or it'll be distorted. Don't worry about that because I download the file. I don't rely on the preview. And as you can see, to submit another file, you'd have to start new. So I'll go over that again later. So that's how you submit an assignment. Next is the discussion area, and it gives you the topics for each week as well as the requirements. And some of the requirements is that you have to have at least 100 words for your initial post, which is due Wednesday. Then you need 3 replies to other learners, and those should be 65 words about. Also, you need at least 1 APA reference in your initial post. References are not required in the replies. And your post should be over 3 days, which means if you post your initial on Wednesday, you should try to post your replies on 2 other days. To actually post to the discussion, so we're going to do week 1. We click on, you see on the blue title, and then create thread. Now give it a name. So we'll do something appropriate, and then we'll type in our response. It's easier if you type it in Word and then paste it in here, because Word will tell you if you have any problems with spelling or grammar. And the way to paste, if you're using, for instance, Chrome, which won't allow you to paste in there, is to use the shortcut, which is Control-V. So then again, if you save it as a draft, I'm not going to be able to grade it. So make sure you submit it. And then it looks like that, and it'll have the date that you submitted it. Now, if you wanted to edit, say you, oh, I forgot the reference, and you want to edit, you just go in and edit, and say we want to add the reference, and then we submit again, and this time it doesn't take you back to the beginning. It shows your post and your correction. Now say this is a post from someone else and you want to reply. You would click the reply button, and then it gives you a little box to type your reply, and say we replied and we submit. Then you see that your post is here and any replies to your post will be listed below. And that's how you do the discussions. Next we have a glossary, which is a list of terms used in this class along with the definition. The key assessments list the assignments which are actually considered to be assessments. Please ignore this section because your assignments are actually in the week where you're going to post your assignment, is in the week folders. Next we have messages, and this is a way that you can message me or even your fellow students. To do that, you're going to click on message, click on the 2, and it will give everyone in the class. Of course, right now you see that it only lists a few because class hasn't started and everybody's listed as a guest. So say you were going to send a message to me, give it a title, whatever you feel is appropriate, and then your message, and then you're going to submit it. You can also upload a file or a picture. Say you were having an error and you took a screenshot, you could upload that by browsing to your computer for that file. So now it shows it in send, but say if you had one in the inbox that you got and you wanted to read it, click on the title, and then you can read the message, and then you can reply to the sender. And what that does is it gives you the original message, and then you can just type in your response to the original message and then submit. And that will send it back to the person that you got it from. The next section is the faculty info, and I'm going to go to this other class because in the student preview you can't see the Blackboard Collaborate link. Now in the faculty information you'll see a picture of me, my contact information, my office hours, and a little bit about me. To get into office hours you need to click on the link, and for IS102 it's going to say the spring term but then IS102 in this section. Once you click on the link it opens in a new box, a new window I mean. The first time I went in I had to allow Flash to run and add an extension, and that's for Chrome. Chrome is actually the one that is recommended for use with this Blackboard Collaborate. And as you see it's loading. Now I am not near any of the campuses for Herzing, so my office hours are all online via this Blackboard Collaborate. So if you wanted to meet with me, this would be the place to meet. So now you see in this section of participants I'm listed. If you were here your name would be listed. If you had a mic you could talk. So to set up your speaker and video you would set up your camera and microphone. Now the camera is not required, but it's helpful if you have a microphone. Headsets are recommended because it picks up the sound better. If you don't have a microphone then that's fine, you could use chat. As long as you have sound then you could hear me. If you don't have any sound then we'll have to chat. And you can also add submit a file. Say if you wanted me to look at a file you could browse, and it's only certain files will it let you upload, like images, PowerPoint, PDF, and such as that. There's also a whiteboard. Let's see. And on the whiteboard you can, write things, whatever. It might be helpful. Now if you typed in chat then I would be able to read it and give you an answer to the solution. So on Mondays during office hours I give a live presentation with PowerPoint. The other office hour times I am simply in this area. If you had questions you could drop in any time during that office hour period, or you could call me or text me because I am available during those times. Now as far as other times go, I am pretty much available to be called or anything like that, but you're definitely going to be able to reach me during the office hour times. Now if that's not a convenient time for you and you would really like to have the presentation, or you would really like to meet with me at some other time or day, you simply need to let me know and we can make an appointment to meet in the office hour area. The next section is the academic coach. If you're really having a lot of issues and you feel like you need tutoring, you can make an appointment with the academic coach by clicking this link and filling out the information. Next is the My Grade section, and this is where you will be able to see what you've turned in and any grades. Now you see that we turned in the assignment and the discussion, but I haven't graded them yet, so that's why it's the little yellow exclamation point. Now previously I turned in assignment 2 and I graded it so you could see. It shows your grade. It's also, there's a bubble which shows whatever I wrote about how you did. And you can also view the rubric and see where I marked your points. And I think under list view, if you want to show the description of each, for instance, what exactly does partially met mean? So that's kind of why you would want to see the description. So, but you have to go to list view and show descriptions to see those. So those are the two things. A lot of times I will give you a checklist, which would also be available here as a file that you could open, and that would give you, for instance, with the scavenger hunt, I usually give you back the scavenger hunt that you did, showing you which answers are incorrect and what pages to look for. So this is a good place to go to see, okay, what's coming up next? What am I missing anything? Because if I don't have all the grades, say at the end of week 1, if I don't have the grades for the assignment and the discussion, then that would be the place to look. Also, before you do the assignment, to look at the rubric. You can also view the rubric for the discussion, and you will see what I use, the criteria I use for grading, and that's how you're going to see the grades that you got on the discussion. Next is student resources, which gives you some resources for Blackboard Help, On-Demand Learning Center, and then materials for each week. These are just extra materials that might be of help to you. So if you're confused or you feel like you need extra help for the week, that would be a good place to go. The library section takes you to the technology home. This is where you can find articles that are specifically have to do with technology. Now in the Blackboard itself, there is a library tab at the top. You see where you can go for other things. This is where you will find the tip sheet, which is what I use when grading your references on your discussions. And that's all of the things I wanted to go over. If you have any questions at all, please let me know so that I can answer those for you. And that's all I have for this week.